The following audio may contain the personal testimonials of Take Shape for Life health coaches or clients. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified, and your individual path to healthy living and weight loss will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a physician before starting a weight loss program. Yours in health, the Take Shape for Life team.
Well, I want to introduce myself. I am Denise Heinrichs, and my co-host is Brad Miller. And I'm a women's health nurse practitioner. But you know what? Tonight, I'm going to take my coat off, if that's okay. I'm not going to wear the white coat tonight, if I can get it off. And you know what? A lot of people join every week to invest in their health. It may be health professionals. It may be just, exercise people. But tonight we're just going to have a chat about what's really helped me be solid and what's going to help you be solid in your health journey. And I love this topic, community. When I saw this topic was available, I grabbed it right away because it's been huge in helping me in my journey. And I'm trying to advance the slide, and give me just a second. There we go. So, community, it's very important. How many components does our program have? You can just type that in the chat. Whatever number you think that we have.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what people say here.
Yeah.
We got a lot of new people on here. I remember where I was at in the first beginning. Look at here, all the answers are forwarded. I think they know the answer here. It's 4.
That's awesome. This is going to be easy then, because they get it. I'm going to share a little bit about my story. And that's me in that wheelchair. That was my life. And I didn't think that it would ever change. I had tried so many things. I was on medications. I had a tumor removed from my spinal cord. They said I would never walk again. By the grace of God, I am walking again. And I'm very thankful for that. But I'm thankful for this program because it gave me my life back. I was on so many medications, and all I did was sit on the couch. I had no energy, but I had a new grandbaby. And my daughter had a very serious chat with me and said I needed to do something. And right before this, I was thinking, I wasn't even able to hold my grandchild. I'm a woman's health nurse practitioner. I'm a labor and delivery baby nurse. And that was something that I really, really wanted to do. And now this has drastically changed my life. And I'm going to give you some tips about tonight, about how I not only lost my weight, but I transitioned and I've kept it off to have this healthy, active life. This is my family here. They love me. My health was impacting them in that wheelchair. And now I get to roll around on the floor with my grandbabies, and they pop in and out all the time. That's what we're talking about. But I'm going to share some stuff with you tonight. Where do you want to be? What is it that inspires you? What motivates you to really keep going on your journey and stay focused? It's a journey. Just like Brad, your dad, Dave Miller says, it's like the laundry. It's always needing to be done, right? So I wanted to put this slide in because I was just talking with Dr. A in Costa Rica, and he explained that our 4 components, like you all were popping in and saying it's 4 components, that you need to do every one of them. And if you don't, you might as well not do it. And in the beginning, when I started, I really started this as a diet. But thankful to the Millers and Brad and Ashley Miller, they let me see a bigger picture. They showed me what community was all about. And I wanted that. And I realized it was important in my own journey. So here's the 4 cornerstones: your health coach, the habits of health, which we're all learning every day and getting better on, community, which I get to talk to you about tonight, and you're part of my community. You're part of what motivates me to keep going on in my own journey, and then the feelings. So I love this saying, and I always butcher it, but we're like the 5 people we hang out with, bottom line. Who is it that inspires you? Who is it that you're around? I make better choices when I'm around healthy people. I'm not always around healthy people, but it helps me keep on my game. So as you look at your supporting cast, it's all a team effort. Who is that supporting cast for you? Brad, you're going to help us with this poll here, right?
Yeah, I need to mute myself real quick. And Denise, I love what you talked about there. Like, I think this is so cool. Like the topic of community, it's like you talked about in those other few slides there. And I love science and stats and all. That's why we have this question here. I'll ask it here in a second. But I watched you change. And actually, I think someone pointed out in the chat, when I first met you, you were in a wheelchair. You were finishing losing your weight. You had created health. But when you started this, you weren't fully tapped into this. You had chose to be a part of community and implementing that in. And you shared with me over and over again, knowing your stats from the background, the medical community, that you know that to make a long-term change, you have to start changing the things around you. You have to start connecting with community. You know that you guys shared with me, you knew you would have gone back. So, I mean, before I ask this question, because this kind of really sets us up, is, you know, you are like the 5 people that you surround yourself with. And hopefully by the time we're done tonight, we'll give you some different ideas on how to do this. Because when I got started, it was very much the same way. Is, you know, my family had lost a lot of weight on this program, and they were creating health. And I realized that if I didn't start making some changes with this, that I was going to go backwards too, like most people that lose weight. So I just think it's so cool what you created here, and that community is a really important part of this. And you've already shared with me that if you didn't start integrating this in, that you would have gone backwards in your health. And there's actually some cool kind of question here. So open up that chat. I want to hear you guys' answer on this. So according to long-term studies by the New England Journal of Medicine, who has the largest impact probability on you being overweight or obese? And so I'll give you guys kind of a hint. Like, you can be like, some of you guys might be thinking like your family genetics. Some of you might think it's your parents. Some of you might think it's your siblings, friends. Someone says yourself in the chat there. Go ahead and chat. Let's take a guess this. I want to see this because this is a good learning thing. I've learned so much through this health journey. So I'm really excited to see what people say. People are saying spouse, yourself, friends, you, best friend, my family, people you hang out with, spouse, coworkers. A lot of good answers in here. I like this. I like this topic because it makes you think. You know, community doesn't really get explained like it does in the quick start guide, like our nutrition plan does. So, all right, now let's pour it in. Your 5 closest people, yes, like that. All right. Let's give them the answer, Denise.
I love this part because it's all clinical, so it's all what I love, Brad. Right?
Yes. So on this study, this is Dr. A talks about this in the Habits of Health. Is it's not your family, it's not your genetics, it's not your spouse, it's not your sibling, it's not even your neighbor. It's your closest mutual friends. And the cool thing, the study goes on to show that it's not even the ones that you're around the most. It can be who you interact with social media, that you spend time with. Your mutual friends have almost a 10 times percentage increase on the impact of your health. So I love this topic because, Denise, you started off by asking people where they really want to be in their health. And I hope people took a second to really think about that and just like where you ultimately want to be. Well, this impact right here of community and how you engage has the largest impact on your success and you being able to achieve that and you being able to stay there in that aspect. So I think that is so cool when you really think about it. Like, you can get really good at your nutrition plan. You can do really good at weight loss. Unless you start changing these components, you're going to probably, like, the odds of you going backwards or gaining your weight back or getting back into old habits, that the probability goes up huge. And when I learned about this, I was like, holy cow, like this makes a big difference. So I think this is pretty cool. I love the nerdiness of this. So
absolutely,
you know, a lot of people have questions about that in the chat. They were all over the place. A lot of them picked that, but yeah, it's mutual friends, social media, or close to you in proximity that has the biggest impact on your health.
Yeah, I believe that. And just to emphasize that as well, Brad, I was reading the books. I'm a nurse. I was reading the books. I was doing the program. But for my long-term success, it was the community that really helped keep me focused as time was going on. So I love that. So creating your community. I saw a community and I decided I wanted to create it in my area. Well, selfishly, I wanted it for my own support, but it was a lot of fun. And when you have healthy people around you, you're going to attract others. And in staying focused on your own journey, they're going to want to know what you're doing. They can be a part of your community. Coffee chats. Everyone knows I love my coffee. So why not just get together with another person that is also on the same journey? You're going to affect your community or they will affect you. It's your decision. Having healthy happy hours is so much fun, and showing people that it's about that community, but you can enjoy some healthy food as well, and bringing potluck items too. Right, Brad?
Yep.
So here's a question. How many different areas can you think of in your life that provide support to you, that really lift you up and encourage you to be a better person?
So ask that real quick. Before we hold on the chat. So yeah, go ahead and answer that question. So what we did before is we counted up a lot of areas that actually make an impact on your health, whether positive or negative. So count them up real quick. And in the chat, how many do you think? Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? How many different areas of people impact your life on this? Because now that your wheels are turning on that, the stats are kind of going, you guys are probably thinking about your victories and where you want to be. Start thinking about this because it's probably more than you think. See here, we got 4, 3, 4. Someone says probably 8. 2, 4, 7, 10, 5, 3, 4. A lot. Mike says a lot.
I love that. Yeah. For me, it was just me and my TV.
7s. We're all over the place. 6, 4, 4, 2. All right, let's give them some of the ones we came up with. So I love this one. I'll let you expand on this a little bit, but we came up with at least 9 right off the bat. So these are all different areas that, whether you realize it or not, they play a role in how you support yourself. Think about this. I mean, you guys, if you're on this call, you know, you may be a veteran. You may be like my Aunt Lisa that lost over 30 pounds on this program, really gained her life back. And that may have been over 10 years ago. You may be brand new on your health journey this weekend. I see some people that I actually work with on here that are new, focused on their plan, and they really get into all these aspects here. So think about a time where you went somewhere and it affected you. Was it like your work? Did your work stress you out? And did you go off track? Did you have friends that didn't respect your goals and kind of baited you on that? Et cetera, et cetera. Like this is a cool thing right here. So Denise, let's go over some of our supporting cast, because I think this is eye-opening for people. Because when I really realized this, I could also figure out where my downfalls were and how I could change my orientation to that. I didn't have to stop going to the things that were affecting me. I mean, although I still had family, I still had friends, but I could change the way that it affected me when I took ownership of my health.
Absolutely. And really looking outside the box sometimes. You know, my husband and I are part of a band. You know what? We created a healthy community within that band because other people wanted hope and health. And you talk about the health coach community here, Brad. You know, I talk about it all the time because if I didn't become a health coach, I don't think I would be able to stay focused like I am. I get inspired every day by these people I get to hear from. And we're 5 times more successful in our journey, and not only in losing the weight, but keeping it off. So becoming a health coach, being a part of this community, and shoot, this is so much fun, Brad. My daughter keeps asking me, why do you keep going to all these events? Because it helps me stay focused in my journey. So. Yeah,
so here's just a quick review we can kind of go over. So you have a health coach. Like these are just some of the ones we did. Some people can come in even more. If you actually have ones that we don't have on the list, share it in the chat. This is a brainstorm session with all of us that desire to move our health forward. So you have your health and health coaches like Denise. Like I've got to play a role in your journey, but I wasn't the person that initially encouraged you to change your health. You have your community, local or online. Like a lot of you guys are in Facebook groups. Like my wife's in a bunch of like makeup groups and cool things like that, moms groups. We have local events. Oh, someone said the doctor, church, family. Like those are other ones that are on the list. Social media, who you interact with social media. Your social media, everyone is tied to some kind of social media form. So take a look through your newsfeed. Who's inspiring you and who's feeding thoughts into you? Are they lifting you up or are they pulling you down? Spouse, this is actually like multiple ones, spouse, significant other, your children, they all play a role in your support. Do they know what you want? And are they your cheerleaders in this? Your extended family. We all go to family gatherings. You know that plays a role with it. Your friends, obviously, coworkers, people we spend most of our time with, more than sometimes our family time. Our health coach community. I have to say, a lot of the people here on the line, have chose to pay it forward in our health coaches. Best decision I ever made. And some people here are just tackling their health right now. But I have to share something with you. You're inspiring people. If you're making a change in your health, people see that. And it's not a normal thing. So, when I found out that I was 5 times more likely to stay at my healthy weight and be healthy by becoming a coach, oh man, I jumped all over that. So I'd say probably one of the biggest ones on this one is the health coach community. And then obviously we have support calls. This call you're on right now, all, almost 300 of us right now, client support, we have nutrition support, we have all these supporting cast pieces that will help lift you up if you spend your time with those. And I got people, there's all kinds of stuff, hiking groups, these calls, men's groups, people are jumping in with all kinds of ideas in here. Love the chat. Everyone check out the chat and make sure you grab some of those ideas because everything affects you, whether one way, shape, or form. So the cool thing about this, and I love this, sorry to be on my soapbox, Denise, but Dr. A, who came up with this whole idea of getting people healthy, he was the one sharing with you about the 4 components. And he's just honest, the reason why he's so passionate about the 4 components, which are a health coach, our education system, support a community, and our fueling plans. The reason why he knows all this is because he spent so much time in critical care watching what riddled people with disease. And he knew, and I was there in Costa Rica when he talked about that. If you're not going to dive into the other parts of the community, you might as well not even attempt it. Again, it takes time, you build it over time, but there will be things that fall apart and loose ends. And it's like, how much did you build up your foundation structure so that when things all fall apart, that you are still supported in this? So I love all of this right here. It's all great thoughts.
Yeah, no, all of it's important, Brad. Absolutely. So I wanted to share a little bit about the people that inspire me. And all these people have played a part in my journey. And I really am thankful for them sharing their story with me. And I just kind of picture them on my shoulders as I'm going past the donut shop, which is my kryptonite. Shh, don't tell anybody. But you know what? And the picture down at the bottom with Lori and Gina, it just makes me smile. They're my sister coaches. And we have a lot of fun together. But it really helps me stay focused because there's this accountability, but we have so much fun with it. And the smiles when people jump on the calls and the health calls and all of that, it's absolutely powerful what we get to do. So we get to talk about National Convention.
Yeah, we do. So another support piece. So before we dive into that, you guys, I've really enjoyed the chat tonight. I've enjoyed the information, Denise. Honestly, that's the other thing about being around people that lift us up. You really implemented and always remind me about how important community is. You're always kind of the advocate for that. So I would love everyone tonight to just take a moment and think about that one person that lifts you up most. Just think about it right now. They might be on this call, so we can give them props. Just think about that one person that makes you better, challenges you to be better, inspires you, encourages you, is there for you when things are bad, loves you no matter what. Go ahead and type in the chat right now. Who's that one person for you? Oh, Lori said me. Oh, thanks, Lori. Maria said her health coach, Candy. Amber, good job giving props to your hubby. A lot of husbands in here, health coach, sister, mom, daughter, a health coach. Someone said Denise. Denise, you're that for somebody. I love all the different examples. Here's the cool thing. That's why I love this topic. And as we kind of wrap up tonight here, I want to give you guys some of that. Because if you're like me, I'm a very clinical person. Quick start guide. The 5 and 1 was easy for me. I'm losing my weight. Just follow it. It's easy. It listed out what to do, what to drink, what to not do. Just follow it. There's no guidebook on how to change your community. I mean, it talks about the habits of health. We talk about it on this call. But I want to point out here is that Denise went over all these different ideas. And then everyone in the chat had different people that listed who was their biggest supporter. So I want you guys to just sit and think about that for a moment. Just think about what that feeling feels like to be lifted up by people for two reasons. One, because if you like that feeling, go make that feeling happen for you more often. Build an armor around you of community and engage in different ways for those things. But number two, we get to affect more people than we think. Just a smile a day can improve someone's day. So what are you going to do this week on top of practices, on top of building community and making more of those relationships? What are you going to do to be that person for somebody else? That would be my encouragement for you this week. There's so many great things. Nick Fry talked last week about, the topic of just, understanding our emotions. And that was such a great call. And next week, Don Chow is going to talk about basically creating a vision for your health. So this topic right here gives us a whole week to sit on. And you get to build this whole community. It's your life. You get to design it however you want. That's what Dr. Ray encourages us to do. We get to be the architect of our own life. So that brings me to this slide right here, Denise. I remember when you went to your first event, you were like, you hadn't been to anything yet. Speaking of community, you got there, you were kind of like, I think you even said like, David and Susie Henshaw invited you to the local event there. I flew down to it and they were like, yeah, you get me some great people. And you're like, I think you saw me on Facebook. You're like, who's this redhead guy? Like my husband's redhead. Like, so what? Big deal. I think you always say that. But events change everything. And so this year we have a great event. It's not to be missed. That going to National Convention changed my life and my health. I knew my family had changed their health. And actually, to give you the stats, my whole family combined has lost over 2,000 pounds. We're dramatically different. Speaking of community and habits, our family gatherings look way different than what they did before in body, mind, and all areas of our health. But going to a convention really changes. And this year we have our first client track for people that want to evolve and get closer to their health. And Dr. Ray will be leading a lot of those things. So July 20th to 23rd, we'd love to see you there. Come with us. We have a blast. I hear from a lot of people like Denise, you used to have to go to a lot of conventions for the medical world. And you're like, another convention where people don't even want to go to the main things. And most people that go to convention or have gone to conventions for work in the past are like, oh my gosh, people are actually here having fun. They actually want to go to the sessions. They're not trying to skip out. So we'd love to see you there. Talk to your support team. Find out more about it. We'd love to see you in Dallas. We have a blast, speaking of community, so we'd love to see you there. Which also leads me to the last thing here as I want to wrap up here. So Denise, you want to show about the Ignite? So we're in the middle of our Ignite contest, sharing your story. And I have to remind you guys that everyone has a story. A lot of people always talk to me like, oh, or like even from me, Brad, you didn't lose that much weight. You don't really have a story. Everyone's story. It's not the weight loss that changes story. It's the transformation of health in all areas of your life. So the submitted by June 15th is the deadline. 3 minutes or less. If you go to the link that's here, or you can get it from your support, they can get you the link. It has all the directions on how to do it. Just a 3-minute video or less on what's transforming your health. It even gives you guidelines on it. So just a reminder to put that in. Actually a shout out to Jessica John. She dropped hers in my my Facebook message before it popped on. Amazing, inspiring. And the coolest part about it, besides the stories, is that they're going to do there'll be 10 prizes for people to win an all-expensive paid trip to our National Health Convention in July. So we want to see you there. We want to have fun with you. And that's what we've got for you this week. So Denise, any party thoughts on community as
You know what? Go out and create what you want and dream about it. I'm a big Disney fan. Let me tell you, dream and you can create it. Connect with your support system. Find that Facebook group that your coach has and be a part of it. Post in there, like things, and do what you can to really kick up your health to the next level with your community and have a lot of fun.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Denise. Thank you for being that example. And one more props to you. When you got started in the area of California that you were in, there wasn't a community. You went out and built it with the people you care about most. So just a thought today. What are you going to do to leave your mark on the world and build your community around you? So thanks for tuning in tonight. Thank you for being part of my community. Denise, thank you for lifting me up. And practice this week. I'm excited for you guys to all explore it and to keep building. It's something you build over time. Have a great evening, everybody.
The preceding audio may have contained the personal testimonials of some Take Shape for Life health coaches or clients. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified, and your individual path to healthy living and weight loss will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a physician before starting a weight loss program. Yours in health, the Take Shape for Life team.